And welcome to episode 573 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Nancy, and this is the only podcast that says...
Listen, kid, I'm not going to bullshit you, all right? I don't give a good fuck what you know or don't know. I'm going to torch you anyway, regardless. Not to get information. It's amusing to me to torture a cop. You can say anything you want because I've heard it all before. All you can do is pray for a quick death, which you ain't going to get. By the way, you ever listen to K. Billy's Super Sounds of the 70s Weekend? It's my personal favorite.
That's funny.
It is. Classic.
I'm sorry now that I know what it's from.
Yeah. So, how are you, Ness?
I'm good. How are you?
I am not bad.
I'm living.
Yes. So, let's discuss. There's a couple of things to discuss here at the top.
At the top.
At the top. Number one.
Tippy top.
Yes. The reason you are on the podcast today.
Correct.
Is because we had some technical problems yesterday.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. One of the things I've noticed when I've listened to the podcast is Ian sounds like he's in another room sometimes. And even my sound isn't that great. And so I started looking at the microphone, and it looks like there's a connection problem with the microphone. Our microphones are 10 years old at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. And it looks like there's a problem with the wire. Like that, the one at Ian's house gets used. Like the one that's here, obviously doesn't get used nearly as much as when we use it that's at Ian's house because of that's where we record normally. So that cord, the connector was bent and you tried fidgeting. So it was a whole to-do. And I recorded the episode yesterday just trying to use the microphone from the computer. And I didn't like the sound quality. And so I decided we're just going to trash that. And I'll record an episode with you today. So that's why you're on today.
Yay. Sorry about Ian. But
yeah.
Yay.
Now, the good news is, one, I have a backup microphone. So that's cool. But also, I want to thank our good friends at the History of Bad Ideas podcast. They, after several months of, I don't even want to say, just, they upgraded their equipment and they offered us a mixing board, which we've never had. I've always used a USB microphone that I plug straight into the computer. So they were offering us a mixing board to they upgraded to a new mixing board and they offered us their mixing board. So we got that from them. So we'll be sending you a present in appreciation.
That's so sweet.
Yes.
They're very nice folks.
They're very nice folks, yes. Even though they are from Cincinnati, they're very nice.
Whoa, hey, that's what they say about even though he's from Pittsburgh.
I'm sure. I have no doubt.
Those Steeler fans.
Yeah, I'm sure. I have no doubt.
Yeah, I can only imagine the rivalries you guys got going on.
But so yeah, we are looking. So we're gonna. What's probably gonna end up happening is we're probably gonna end up just buying brand new microphones to use at Ian's house.
Yeah.
Instead of.
That would require you upgrading them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to require. Like we're probably going to end up at some point shortly buying new microphones, and then we'll be able to use the mixing board and have a more professional sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
be a more soothing sound of the 60s.
Yeah. It's not like NPR.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I could remember what a comedian did. He did the joke. He's like, I always thought it'd be great if like NPR played rock and roll, because then it'd be like, and that was Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
And the Ted Nugent Orchestra performing Wang Dang Sweet Poo-Tang.
The look on your face when you said Poo-Tang.
You have to do that, and like it has to be like this certain way, like because NPR's like they're just so blah. Like it's amazing. It's amazing how they sound.
You're like blah.
Like, you know.
Like it's disgusting. Blah.
Well, no, it's. I mean, it blah in like a blandness. Like when they talk.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
I'm saying when you said it, it sounded like you were disgusted to say that word.
To get. Well, I mean, I'm sure that they would be. I guess it sounded wang dang sweet poo-tang. You know, like that look of disgust that William Regal would have had.
Yes.
Back in the day, like
who he is.
Yeah. Like, pro wrestler William Regal, like he would be like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that kind of.
I don't like the scrunching of the face because I know I do it and I hate that.
Yeah.
Because it like pulls all it makes you look weird. Keep those features apart. Wow, you thirsty.
I am, yeah. I've been thirsty all day.
You like guzzled that.
Yeah, excuse me. I have it's one of those days where like I have these days where it's like no matter how much I drink, I am not going to satisfy my thirst.
You smoking the ganja?
No.
Because that you have that effect.
Right, and I understand that, but no, like
Hence why I have 3 drinks in front of me now.
But it's just this odd thing. Like there are some days where it's like I am dying of thirst, and it's like.
Yeah, I didn't think it was hot today. I just thought it was a little sticky.
Mm-hmm.
So at work, I was guzzling the water.
Right.
I was like guzzle, and I'm like, I'm not hot. I was just like a little uncomfortable.
But today has just been one of those days where it's like I pounded down like a bottle of Gatorade. Like
wow.
Like, 3 sips gone.
The like, big ones?
Yeah.
Woo.
So I mean like.
You must have been in the bathroom peeing all day.
That's the other thing. I haven't been.
Oh.
In all honesty.
Oh.
Yeah, like I mean, it's like.
That's not good.
No, I'm like legitimately.
That's like dehydration levels there.
Right, but I don't understand why, because I drink a normal amount of fluid every day. Like,
yeah.
I don't but
I know. I see how much beverage is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But today is just one of those days where it's like no matter how much I drink,
just not
or what I drink.
Yeah.
Like I was drinking water. Water wasn't satisfying my thirst. Gatorade's not satisfying my thirst. Red Bull's not satisfying my thirst. Pepsi's not satisfying my like nothing will satisfy my thirst.
Yeah.
So, but before we get completely off track, the other announcement I wanted to make.
Oh, I apologize. Sorry.
There will not be a show next week at all.
Oh shit! I never even thought about that.
Well, I did, and I talked to Ian. Because again, we recorded an episode yesterday, but it was unusable. And the thing I said to him was, okay, are you okay recording next Friday? Because I had that wedding to go to. And he's like, no, I forgot to tell you, I'll be out of town that week.
Oh, my God.
Like, oh, okay. So next week would be our 11-year anniversary.
Well, we can do one during the week.
It's the 11-year anniversary. Nothing personal, but...
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
No. I did not hear you say that, and I know you said it.
Yeah. So, because of that, I don't want to...
No, you need to have...
I need to have Ian. And we might... Yeah. I'll let people know next week. We might do it at King Seat Billiards on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So that'll be in 2 weeks.
Oh, I wonder if I work.
Yeah, I don't know, but
that would suck because I didn't work the first time.
Yeah. So I mean, that's Ian brought up. Maybe we should do that, and that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, but that's up in the air. We'll discuss that later.
Mm-hmm.
But next week there will be no episode. So if you're looking for that, I am sorry, but we have a wedding to go to, and Ian will be out of town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a wedding to go to. Yay.
Yay. So what have you been watching? You been watching anything? Anything catching? I know you're playing Heyday right now.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm collecting my There's a special thing going on, and I want to make sure I get my stuff.
Right.
What I've been watching.
Yeah, you been watching anything?
No, binge watching stuff I've seen,
Yeah.
Stupid stuff, Raising Hope, all that. Actually, I just finished Raising Hope. So what did I just start again? What I want to start doing is what Brittany and I originally decided we were gonna do when she first moved in here. We were gonna sit and I was gonna watch a show she wants me to see,
Right.
and then she was gonna watch an episode of a show that I would see, and we
Right.
would like schedule that in a week on,
Right.
and whenever hers,
Right.
and we're gonna start doing that, and I can't decide between a few shows with her. I know she wants me to watch The House of Dragon with her,
Right.
which I did start but did not
Right.
finish. Yeah. So with the new season, she wants to
Right.
get that in. I want to start watching Prison Break with her. I don't know why. I want to watch it over again, but I want to
Right.
watch it with her. Or it would be like fun to watch like Lost or something like that. Something she wouldn't never watched.
Right.
But nothing new. No.
Okay.
I have yet, and you might be very surprised to hear this, I have yet to finish the last season of Survivor. I don't even know who won yet.
Wow. That's a shock.
That's how much I avoid social media.
I ain't been shocked since Nick Perry pulled 666
Yeah.
ball Halloween.
Yeah, I have no idea who won, and I don't even know if I'll ever finish it. It
Wow.
was so boring.
Yeah.
It was so boring.
Are you reaching a point of like, I'm done with this show?
No, I will probably end up watching every season at least to start because I have hope that they'll pick it up again.
Right.
It's just, oh my God, the people they have on there are just so. I got stung. I gotta go. I can't be here anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. I have a mosquito bite.
Right.
Jeff, I need the medical team. So what you're saying is I do have to bow out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they want to leave. It's like
Yeah.
I want to say what they are, but I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if they would just like stop casting those people, however you put it.
Whoopsie!
Yeah, major. And it's
Yeah.
just like the arguing that they have is not strategic arguing.
Yeah.
It's personal and terrible. It's like terrible that they argue with each other like that. Like
Right.
if I'm going to be on a show like that and I'm going to argue with somebody, it's going to be about my strategy and how I'm going to get to that $1 million over you. That's going to be my argument the whole entire time I'm there.
Right.
I care less about, you know, who you're sleeping with kind of thing, you know, whatever they
Right.
argue about. I don't know. So, but like, even like at Tribal and that, like it gets to the point where it's like, we have to hear this again. Like,
Yeah.
why do I have to be preached at by every show I watch about this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, stop. Give me Survivor back.
Right.
Leave that out of it.
Yeah.
It gets too personal. It's the same reason we stopped watching Restaurant Impossible and Bar Rescue. Because they want to sit down and have therapy with them.
Right.
Well, no, go watch Dr. Oz or whatever
Right.
that guy's dude's name was that did that. Not Oz.
Dr. Phil.
Phil.
Yeah.
Go watch that shit. I'm here for just watch you rescue a bar, not that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not a marriage. I don't want to see rescue a marriage.
Right.
So yeah, that's the same reason I stopped watching those. But I will watch Survivor at least in the beginning just to see if maybe they picked it up a little. Because
Yeah.
I have hopes, you know, Probst will get it back on track. Or if he even realizes he's off track. But from what I understand, the viewers are down.
But I think viewership is down on everything on broadcast television.
Yeah.
You know, it's become that thing of as more and more people are cutting the cord and moving away, there's less interest in shows like that.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it's that thing of live television feeds that beast.
Right. Yeah, you know what? Because I don't remember why it came up at work, but I was like, you will never catch me watching live TV. I just won't.
Right. But like live program, like the reason like sports generate so much money, like why those packages are worth so much. Like the NFL, like collectively was paid like $6 billion for like ABC or Disney, NBC, CBS, Fox, Amazon, Netflix, like billion with a B.
Jeez, Lord, what do they do with all that money?
But that's like why like live sports is king.
Right.
Like Netflix paid $1 billion to the WWE
Up
to
to a
have
billion
Raw
again. Uh,
live on Netflix
yeah,
because they're entering that live space.
yeah.
The thing that streaming services have lacked in is that live sports, and now they're entering that marketplace. And Netflix has been very slow to like dip its toe into that.
Yeah.
So now here they are coming in. They paid a ton of money for the Christmas Day games from the NFL. They're getting 2 games that they paid like a few $100 million for.
Wow.
For the broadcast rights to 2 games on Netflix. That's all they're getting. Just
Jeez.
two NFL games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a ridiculous amount of money, but live sports is the only thing you can't like rewatch.
Yeah.
Like in all honesty, like you can't. Like
Right.
once you know the outcome of a game, it's ruined for
Yeah.
you.
You don't want to,
You know.
unless you're in it for the action, the commentary, and shit like that. But no, you're right.
Yeah. So it becomes that thing like the NBA. Their rights are up right now, and NBC is paying a shit ton of money to get the NBA back because they want to put on a Sunday night game.
Oh.
Because the only thing that does multi-millions of viewers is Sunday night football.
Oh.
So their thinking is if we can have a Sunday night basketball game,
Right.
an NBA game, every Sunday night, that is live programming that'll draw millions of viewers every single week.
Right.
And they're willing to spend the money to get it.
Yeah.
And
Apparently.
And it's a crazy amount.
That's an astronomical, asinine amount.
Yeah. So like live TV is the straw that stirs the drink.
Right. Right.
Like especially live sports.
Exactly.
It's so like it's that funny thing of like here's a prime example. AEW right now, Dynamite, draws on average right now 750,000 viewers a week.
Wow.
You compare that to Monday Night Raw, which is 1.5 million, and Friday Night SmackDown, which is over 2 million.
Oh.
So they are far in the distance of the WWE. But yet there's a very good chance they're going to get a lucrative new deal with Warner Brothers Discovery to stay on TNT and TBS.
Right.
Well, the question is why? Well, it's because it's live.
Right.
Like, the Discovery is willing to lose the NBA, but pay a lesser price for pro wrestling,
right,
which is also live and draws on average about the same as a regular season NBA or NHL game.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're saying... Never mind. I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, again, this is a situation where it's live programming.
Right.
Like they're not going to do as good a number if you have a rerun of The Big Bang Theory,
right,
or you're re-showing, Black Panther or whatever. Like it just doesn't draw as much like an edited for TV movie as live programming will in that same spot.
Shit. No, you made me remind me. I haven't been to watch The Big Bang Theory in a while.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
No, anyways, no, I got what you were saying.
Right. So, I mean, it is. I mean, there are a few exceptions.
Exceptions, yeah.
Like there are shows that become runaway hits, but that's becoming less and less.
Right.
And even then, the standard of what is a runaway hit has even been lowered.
Right.
And then you throw on top of that, like, what's the real measuring stick for what is a hit? Well, now a lot of it isn't just viewership, but it's also, does it begin trending on social media?
Right. Yes.
That's something that, like, I honestly believe is part of the Netflix algorithm. Like, how long does something trend on social media to determine how successful something is? You know, and other shows on streaming platforms, while they're released once a week and they tend to draw that out. With Netflix, sometimes it's staying power of, well, we gave you the entire season of this show, and 3 weeks later you're still talking about it, or
Yeah.
it's still trending. Like, you know, like the one about the Lion King, or the Tiger King. Like, that was when that,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but that
Yeah.
trended for a long
Long
time.
time. Yeah.
But part of that was, it was also hit at the right moment of when COVID was
Right.
shutting everything down.
Down.
So
Wow, that reminds me. That's what I've been watching. I've been watching those either on Hulu or whatever, whoever has the best one that I found for the day.
yeah,
Like documentaries. Like the last one I watched was this one called What Did Jennifer Do?
yeah,
And I'm about halfway through it.
yeah,
Like these things are like this is real people. Like these are real interrogations we're watching. This is real shit going down with
right,
this like I knew people were nuts, but there's some psychotic shit going on out there,
yeah,
and it's like right next door.
yeah,
You
oh
know?
yeah,
So it's like I'm drawn to this even though it scares the crap out of me half the
yeah.
time. I'm like, ooh, this one looks good. So that's what I've been watching, and you see those trending all the time.
Oh, true crime is a
Yeah.
massive,
Yeah.
massive juggernaut as well. Mostly with the streaming services, because they can just knock those out like it's nothing. I mean, I know that there are some on, like, well, I think like Discovery ID, or like, there's like a
Yes.
couple of channels that do
Yes.
have them, but like it is like true crime is a massive juggernaut on streaming platforms, on social media, and in podcasting.
Right. Yes. Because that was one of the ones I used to listen to was about true crime.
Right. Like,
Mm.
it seemed like if you had a true crimes podcast, you were hitting.
Yeah. Yep.
Like at the beginning of podcasting, it was nerdy stuff. Well, then it
Yeah.
developed, and it became celebrities and true crime.
Right.
Like if you're
Right.
a celebrity and you've got a podcast, you're automatically making money.
Right.
If you're doing a true crime podcast, they are throwing money at you.
Now, if you're a celebrity doing true crime,
Oh yeah, that's just
you're making billions.
yeah. Spotify is signing you to a 5-year exclusive deal and shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So you hit the spot on that
Right.
one. No. Yeah. That's and it's intriguing. Like those Murdoch murder things.
Right.
Everything about that Fire Island.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Fire
Fest. The Fire Fest. I
Right.
could not get enough of those.
Yeah.
I saw a new one. I was like, oh my God, I gotta watch that. Like
Yeah.
I had to see every single person's point of view on that
Yeah.
to make me be convinced that the man's a douche.
Yeah.
And he is. I didn't need that much to realize
Right.
that, but I wanted so much proof.
Right.
I just couldn't believe oh my God, I just couldn't even believe it. But that's what started it all with me.
Really?
Like after that, I just was like, oh, and then this one, and this one. Oh my God, this is happening. And then Christine or my sister got me started on the one about making a murder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you were always interested in serial killers.
Well, yeah.
This
yeah.
is just upping the ante
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
True crime.
Right. But I want to watch those now. I don't want to watch like CSI and
Right.
Hawaii Five-0 and Law. I don't want to watch it anymore. I want to watch this stuff.
Right.
Because I'm watching the actual interrogations that happen. Like, yeah, it's edited for us, but we're watching it.
Look, Angela Lansbury would have had that covered in an hour. That's what I know. That would have been an open and shut case in an hour if Angela Lansbury was on the job.
Oh boy. Wow.
You give me Jim Rockford?
Wait, what was the other one? No. Didn't Andy Griffith at one time play a lawyer?
Oh yeah, that was I can't remember the name of that, but yeah, he there was one where he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Quincy, the original CSI.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other ones because there's just so many of them.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
like the Rockford Files, that was a
Yeah,
classic.
they're all open and shut in 1 hour. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually 42 to 45 minutes.
42 to 45 minutes, depending on what version.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, no, I get what you were saying. That it is. It's. I don't want to watch that anymore. And you know me, I was binge watching CSI Miami
Right.
just a few months ago, and then I
Yeah.
started watching this, and I was like, ooh, this is way more interesting. But some of it I have to step away.
Right.
I can't like just plow through it.
Right.
I have to back up and be like, I can't watch this for a little bit because I'm just getting the feelings.
Yeah, like after 3 hours, like, okay, I gotta
Yeah.
step away.
Yeah, because this is, it's not me. So
Yeah.
and then I'll, wait a couple days or weeks and go back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's addicting. It's an addiction. I know so many people that do it.
Right. No, I agree. Like, I mean, it's extraordinarily popular.
Yeah.
Like, it honestly is. It's that thing of like, because you want to play detective along with
Yeah.
everybody. Like, okay, here's the clues. Oh yeah, he did it. He definitely. Oh, maybe he didn't.
Right.
So you're playing detective along as the evidence is being presented to you.
Yeah, but here's the problem: is there are some that are so good you're rewatching them.
Right.
Like that Crazy Evil Genius.
Right.
About the eerie guy with the
Right.
bomb on his neck. That one I watched a couple times. The Making Murder I watched twice. And three freaking times, my crazy ass mind watched that, the American Murder, the Family Next Door.
Yeah.
The guy that killed the kids and his wife.
Right.
Like, I watched that 3 fucking times just because I couldn't believe that he fucking did that.
Right.
Like, I was like, what did I miss watching this?
Right.
Yeah. So, and they're just that good, you want to go back and watch it.
Right. No, I understand.
Yeah. That's sick.
But also, like, the thing you got to realize, and this is something that I realized a long time ago. Anytime somebody makes a documentary on something, as much as they may try to be as even-handed as possible, they always have an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no documentary that is right down the middle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, these are the facts as they've been presented.
Right.
That, like, there always is an agenda of they're gonna lean like, is this person guilty? This person was not guilty. This person was a cruel, awful human being. This person is being unjustly.
Well, I think it's also on whose point of view they're telling.
Right, and that's the agenda.
Yeah.
Like, it's never. I've never watched a documentary. I've watched a few that have come close, but I've never watched a documentary on any subject that is, these are the facts as seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes a documentary, if it's from the point of view, some of it's from a certain point of view only because the other side refuses to get involved. Like, I just watched a documentary about the day Deion Sanders played football and baseball on the same day.
Oh, I didn't know there was.
Yeah, NFL football. So what the basis of the story is, the Braves were playing in the National League Championship Series against the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing for the Braves, but he also played football for the Atlanta Falcons. He was a two-sport athlete. Only two guys have done it. The only difference was Deion played baseball till it was football season. Bo Jackson played baseball till baseball season was over, then played football.
Oh.
So, like, Deion would usually leave the Braves mid-season to go play football.
Right.
But this was a year they convinced him, we need you for the playoff run.
Right.
And so he was in Pittsburgh on Saturday, played in the game, flew to Miami to play a football game at 1 o'clock for Atlanta Falcons against the Dolphins, then flew back to Pittsburgh just in time to dress for the playoff game the game I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I bet he was tired.
No, he said he wasn't, but like it's kind of. I mean, sleep became an issue obviously because like the game in Pittsburgh on Saturday ended at like 11 o'clock at night, and they made the mistake. They drove to Pittsburgh International Airport, but the private plane that Nike had chartered for them was at Allegheny County Airport.
Oh shit.
So
Oops.
yeah, so they had to have the
distance
plane,
away.
Yeah, so they had to have the plane fly to Pittsburgh International to pick them up,
Right.
and then fly to Miami.
Right.
Like after the game in Miami was over at 4 o'clock, the playoff game in Pittsburgh was due to start at 7, I think, 7 or 8, and they got stuck in traffic trying to get from Joe Robbie Stadium to Miami Airport.
Mm-hmm.
So they were late leaving. So he like walked in the door as they were playing the national anthem at Three River Stadium.
Wow.
You know. So
wow.
But in that documentary, it was mostly from Dion's point of view, and the only reason it was that way was because the Atlanta Braves, the people who were like the general manager and the manager of the Braves, refused to be interviewed. Like there were a couple up front office people who were interviewed, and they talked about how pissed everybody was.
Yeah.
But like the main people involved in that refused to be interviewed. So now it's mostly from a certain point of view now, and it's Dion basically saying, "I'm doing what I'm doing."
Right.
You know.
But that's the way a lot of documentaries, and it's too bad that those games weren't all in different time zones.
Yeah.
He might have not had that problem.
Well, the next week he had the problem because the Braves beat the Pirates, and there was 2 weeks later the Falcons were playing in San Francisco the same day as I think Game 3 of the World Series was, and because there was the Game 3 was in the Eastern Time Zone, and the football game was in Atlanta or in San Francisco on the West Coast, Dion said, I can't make that.
Right,
That's not going to work.
Yeah.
So like it did end up like he did have to make that choice.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a life that man's led.
Oh yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Oh yeah. He's a lot of life.
Yeah. Why were we talking about that?
Well, I was just talking about it from because like documentaries.
Oh, documentaries.
Documentaries usually have a perspective that they're giving you the information from.
Right. Right.
Like the documentarian usually has an agenda of a story they want to tell.
Right.
You know, and so sometimes like you have to watch it with a grain of salt, because while it's giving you information, it's giving you the information it wants you to have.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they may leave something out because that doesn't help the case that they're presenting.
Right.
You know.
That's kind of weird you said that, because that Making a Murder. If you watch both seasons, season 1, you were like, dude is guilty.
Right.
Like, hands down.
Yeah.
He had something to do with it.
Right.
Might not have did it himself, but they were involved.
Right.
You watch season 2 and you're like, these two are in jail falsely accused.
Right.
Like, they should not be in jail.
Right.
They were like set up, coerced, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
They were the scapegoats.
Right.
There was a reason, you know? So that's weird you say that, because it's telling it not from two different point of views, though. It's still his point of view.
Right, but it's still, again, the documentarian taking a point of view.
Ah, gotcha.
Instead of letting you make
I mean, I know it was because there was two different lawyers involved. Shit
right.
Like I get that.
Right, but instead of letting you make the decision at the end, is
yeah,
this person guilty or not guilty, they're presenting it to you like in the season 1. Well, this person is guilty, and in season 2, well, we believe he's not guilty, and this is why we believe he's not guilty.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the way they present it.
Well, I don't know. That one, it was because the first lawyers didn't dig as deep as the second ones are.
Now, it also may have been, at that point, they may have known, okay, we're going to go this far with season 1, and then come back with season 2 with the fresh information.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, who knows?
Is it terrible of me that I want a season 3 so I can see what the hell happens to these two?
Sure, I don't think it's terrible. I
I
mean,
don't know if they're doing it or not, but
right?
we would love to know
Yeah,
what's going on. I mean, I know there has been a few things that happened only because I've been nosy and Googled the shit.
right.
Um, but for the most part, I want to see closure.
Yeah,
Like I want to see them free.
I get that.
Yeah. So there's those documentaries that you're just waiting for the next one and tell you what's going on. Yeah.
No, I get that because like I get that with Welcome to Wrexham.
I don't know what that is.
Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought a soccer team in Wales.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this soccer team was bad. They like I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but just like they were playing, they were almost playing at a semi-pro level. Like that's how bad they were. Like European soccer, you can drop leagues. So there's like 4 leagues in European soccer, and then there's like what's underneath that, which is like damn near semi-pro.
You're right.
And they had been in this almost semi-pro league for like 15 years.
Yeah.
They stunk. So Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney buy the team. They start investing money into the team, and it's about their climb to try to get back to,
Yeah.
And this like they're in their 3rd season now, and this is what's going on with the team. I don't like soccer. I don't watch soccer, but I find this show interesting because it does 2 things. It makes soccer interesting. It gives me this is the excitement part, but also this town called Wrexham is almost like Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
It's a former steel town. It's a former coal mining town. And when the mills shut down, like the town went through hard times. And they've been trying to rebuild themselves. And part of what Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney are doing are, they're investing in the town as well and trying to revitalize the town. And so that's kind of an interesting aspect to me of like these people in this town and what this town has gone through, because I can identify that
Right.
having gone through the same thing here.
Right. That makes sense.
So, but obviously that show is like is putting a spotlight on like Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds are great people.
Yeah.
Look at what they're doing. This is
Right.
so awesome. They're
Yeah.
opening parks. They're doing this. They're doing that. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, like that's their perspective because Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney are paying for the documentary to be made.
Right.
Yeah, so if, obviously they're going to be shown in the best light possible.
Right.
And while I do think they're good people, there's a distinct possibility they're complete and total dickheads who are just going to fuck this up.
Okay, well, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 seasons in, you said.
Yeah.
Is there improvements in the team?
Yes.
Okay.
Like the first season, they almost won the league and were able to promote to the out, but they didn't. They fell short. In the second season, they were the best team in the league and they were able to promote out.
Okay.
But it was a fight because there was another team that was just as good as them, and so it was like a dog fight all the way to the finish line, which was like they racked up the most like points in league history, but so did the other team behind them.
Yeah.
So it was like neck and neck all the way to the last game, And then,
of course it's going to be like that.
Right. And so now they're in what's actually the European Soccer League Division 2, I think it's called. And they're actually playing well there, but what becomes interesting, and one of the things that they talked about is like, okay, if you're in Division 2 or Division 1, like the amount of money you're spending and the amount of money you have works. When you get to the Champions League, or I can't remember what the league above that is. I can't remember. But you get to those 2 leagues, those are billionaires. That's when you're getting into like the NFL or Major League Baseball. Like that's when you're getting into the big leagues, when you go to the Champions League and the league. It's the Premier League. That's what it's called. The Premier League. So like how far can they push it then as 2 people who are not billionaires? But at the same time, What's happened is you now have a worldwide audience that are tuning into their games, that are buying their merchandise.
Right.
So it's no longer just this little Welsh community
Right, yeah.
supporting this team that's been around for 150 years.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest teams in European soccer.
Whew.
And
no wonder why they were a little sluggish there,
yeah. But it's no longer just this one little town supporting this team. They now have an influx of cash coming from around the world who are buying their merchandise and going to their website and pushing traffic and all this,
Yeah.
So that aspect of it becomes interesting.
Right.
Like, can that, like, selling out your stadium, TV money, merchandise money that's probably gone through the roof as compared to where it was 3 years ago.
Right.
Is that enough to push you into that stratosphere?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be a situation where maybe you go up to Division 1 and you win Division 1, you go to the Champions League and you suck and you go back down to Division 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, like what's their situation? Like it's an interesting thought study of like,
what is it that like the Stanley Cup is the thing for hockey and the pennant for baseball, whatever. What is it for soccer?
Well, I think the biggest trophy is the World Cup.
Okay.
And they have that tournament every 4 years.
Okay.
But like I don't even know, like, I don't know what the Premier League Championship trophy is called or the Champions League.
No, what I'm getting at is, so you get these teams that get to the top and they're the top dog.
Right.
How long can you actually stay at the top dog?
Well, I mean, that depends.
But you just said it's only every 4 years, so I didn't know that. I thought it was every year.
Right, but the World Cup is not like, the World Cup is countries competing.
Right.
So that's, Team USA and that's
right.
Team England and that's,
Right.
So
it's kind of like the Olympics.
It is, yes. But it's a situation where, like, how good can your country be? For like, France is always good. England's always good. Brazil's always good. Germany's usually pretty good. Like there are countries that you're like, they're good every year because soccer is a way of life there.
You're right. Like football is here,
right?
Baseball or whatever.
Right. Like people get excited because like the United States will be like, yeah, we're good. And then we go to the World Cup and they get slaughtered. Well, it's because like in those European leagues, there's only a few Americans that play over there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it, and the Europeans that come over here, they're coming over here at the end of their careers because they just want to play, and somebody's willing to pay them a shit ton of money because they think it'll help their product.
Right.
Whereas like, once American goes over there, like once they're washed up, they are kicked the fuck out.
Really?
Because there's somebody younger, better, faster.
They aren't here. They're like held as idols.
Yeah. So like, but soccer here is not a way of life like it is there.
No.
Not even close.
No.
And people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Especially soccer fans. Like, to me, soccer is a regional sport, much like hockey is. Like, the NHL has expanded and they have teams all over the country and in the South and everything else. But to me, hockey is a Northeastern, Midwest Canadian sport.
Do you remember the episode of The Office when Creepy Robert they had him all of them had him convinced that they all loved soccer until he took them out into the parking lot to play soccer?
Yeah.
And Jim what's her face and head.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
I do, vaguely, yeah.
I'm sorry, when you were saying that, I'm like, oh my god, Creepy Robert came to my mind. I was like, oh my god.
But like with soccer, to me, like soccer is like prominent in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Like they love it there. They live it. That's the sport there. Like they
Sure.
sell out stadiums in Portland and Seattle.
Wow.
And like the Pacific Northwest, that is where soccer lives.
Wow.
Like I'm sure you could probably tell me like it probably in New England a bit and maybe in New York, but to me, soccer is a Pacific Northwest sport.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, they go nuts for it up there.
Hmm.
Like they sell out an NFL stadium for soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. In the United States?
Yes.
Wow.
It's shocking, I know.
It is.
I mean, like you wouldn't think that,
No, not in that area.
but no. But that's what they go nuts for.
Yeah, wow.
So that's why I consider it kind of like regional like that, because it's like
Yeah,
it's their sport.
right. True.
Like Pittsburgh has a soccer team.
We do?
Yes, we do.
Professional?
Semi-professional, I guess. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Oh my god.
And they've been around for like 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, but like the stadium they play in holds like 3,000 people, and they barely fill that.
Oh, the Riverhounds?
Yeah,
Fucking awful. Who picked that name?
I don't know.
Oh my lord. That's almost as bad as the Cornhuskers.
Wow. There goes my Nebraska audience.
Let's make it fucking obvious where you're from.
Yeah.
Riverhounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why were we talking about this?
I don't know. I went on a tangent there.
I don't know.
I was talking about Welcome to Wrexham. That's why.
Oh, yeah. What was that one I was watching? Flatch, Ohio? They stopped making that.
I don't know.
That was a funny show. I liked that one. Jamie Presley ended up on that show for a minute.
Yeah.
She was funny. Which I think she's always funny.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you.
Oh boy.
What do you think is the most iconic car in TV or movies?
Car?
Yes. I know what you're going to pick.
Oh.
Now, I am going to tell you now I am eliminating any and all Batmobiles.
Oh, okay. Oh. I wouldn't have picked one of those, but I
That's just a gimme.
yeah. But we're not talking like those kind of shows. Just any show.
Any show.
You know what I'm gonna pick.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
I did, yeah. I know at least one, probably two.
Okay. Well, I would have to say, obviously, the General Lee is one of them.
Oh, that was one I thought you were going to pick.
It has to be.
Okay.
I'm not stupid enough to not think that wasn't one of the most popular cars on TV.
Well, let me rephrase the question. Iconic to you.
Oh, iconic to me.
Yes.
Car.
Yeah.
Well, to me,
Yeah.
obviously it would be the one that got blown up on Miami Vice, the black.
So the Daytona.
Yeah, the Daytona Stingray.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me.
That's one I thought you were going to pick.
Yeah. Because even after they blew him up, the one they gave him after that, I was not impressed with it. The white
Ferrari.
Yeah. I wanted the Stingray back.
Yeah, the Daytona
Stingray.
Stingray. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, Knight Rider.
Did not think you were going to pick Kit.
I liked Kit.
Okay.
Didn't like him. I like Kit.
A 1982 Trans Am.
I watched Knight Rider for Kit.
Okay.
Not even nowhere close for him.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else did you think I was going to pick?
I figured the first thing out of your mouth was going to be the DeLorean.
From what TV show?
Movie or TV show?
Oh, I didn't hear you say movie.
Yes, I said movie or TV show.
Me, I thought you just wanted TV show.
No.
Shit, of course I would have said the DeLorean.
Right.
Absolutely. Because I
Okay.
was sitting there going, too bad I can't say a movie one. And then I was like, damn. I would have definitely said the DeLorean.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If
Okay.
I apologize. I did not hear movie.
Okay.
But that's absolutely number one. Oh, that's kind of hard. No, it'd be number one because I wanted a DeLorean even before the movies came out.
Right.
God, it makes me sound old. That does. That makes me sound really old. Damn it. What was yours?
Well, I think to me, probably number one is the Aston Martin DB5 that James Bond drives.
Okay.
I mean, it's like first appears in Goldfinger, but like they brought it back a number of times for Daniel Craig,
Okay.
and it is a classic car.
You'll have to show me a picture after the show.
And then
Because I got a couple James Bond cars in my head, but I'm not sure if that's the one I'm thinking of.
right. And then also like I always love the Aston Martin DBS.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You go for the high end ones. I'm like DeLorean.
Yeah.
Which is not cheap.
But also like one that came like the reason I thought of this is I was watching I was looking through Facebook and I watched a video like a clip of this. The Mad Max's 1973 Ford Falcon, the one that he drives at the end of the movie.
The original movie?
The original movie, yeah.
Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah. Because you have there's the 72 there's a 72 Falcon Interceptor, which is like the blue and yellow cop car that they drive around. But then at the end of the movie, he's driving the black one with the supercharger coming out of the hood. That the guy tells him this is the last of the V8s.
Right.
You know, and that car to me is just it screams badassery.
Yeah.
Like even as a small child, I was like, that fucking thing is amazing.
Right, yeah.
This movie is fucking with me hard, but that fucking thing is amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Even in that condition.
Yeah, well, I mean, so here's the thing. So Mad Max comes on, and you see the advertisements for it, and it's like, it looks like a car chase movie.
Yeah.
So my parents took me to go see it to drive-in. It was the furthest thing from a fucking car chase movie.
A car chase
Like,
movie.
that was a movie my parents like, oh, we fucked up bringing them to see this. You know, and like I'm freaking out because like, you know, there's people who are burned alive. A small child gets run over by a motorcycle gang. There's a shoot. I mean, small baby died. You know, and then Max is just running down people in that fucking, I mean, that badass car. I'm just like, you get him, Max. No reason you went mad. You know. But then it comes back in the Road Warrior until he totals it.
Right.
Which pisses me off.
Right.
No end.
I remember having this conversation with you before.
Yeah.
About him totaling that car.
I was so pissed.
Yeah.
But that car chase at the like it's like it becomes that thing of like, is the car chase at the end of the Road Warrior better, or is the car chase in Mad Max Fury Road better?
Oh. That was the first of the Tom Hardy ones.
Well, there's only one Tom Hardy one.
Oh, is he not in the next?
No, that's a prequel about Furiosa.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just knew they had another one.
Yeah.
But that is the one with Tom Hardy you're talking about?
Yeah.
That was a really good scene.
Because like the thing becomes like with,
but it was like really drawn out.
Oh, it was, yes. But the thing becomes like, but so's the one at the end of the Road Warrior.
I haven't seen that in a while though, so I don't know.
But like both of them are great, but it's like George Miller is so batshit crazy, like having like the guy like playing guitar with the flamethrower outside on the stack of speakers, the guys on the poles swinging. Like everything that goes on in that chase is so fucking amazing. But yet, like it's like the Road Warrior doesn't have that same
but here's
craziness, but it's still an amazing chase scene.
Here's the difference for me though.
Yeah.
Watching the Road Warrior one is I watched as a child and shit like that you didn't want to end.
Right.
And as an adult, you're like, okay, I like the theatricals now, but can we get to the point? You know what I mean? So it's not that either one is better than the other. I
Right.
just think it's like age difference or whoever else is female, male, whatever point of view of what they think it is. You
Right.
know what I mean? I don't think either one is better than the other because I think they're both good. But you're right. The second one does have
Yeah.
all that other stuff going on. Them guys swinging on the pole were kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, but like the Road Warrior has the humongous,
Yes. Yeah.
and that character alone is worth the price of admission,
Right. Right.
But yeah, but yes, the 73 Ford Falcon that
I have a confession for you.
okay,
Speaking of cars,
uh-huh.
I finished your one Lego one.
Oh, cool.
I forgot to bring it home.
That's all right.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I remembered whenever I was up in the room and I was like, son of a bitch. And Bree was like, what? And I was like, I forgot the damn car.
For those who are curious, I bought a 2-pack. It's a Mercedes Formula One race car and also a Mercedes AMG. I can't remember something one, Mach 1. I can't remember. It's a badass looking little car, but I bought them as Legos, and Nancy loves putting together Legos, so I bought them for her to put together for me to display.
Yeah, it was the race car one.
Yeah.
Is the first one because they recommend doing that one first.
Okay.
I did it first because they recommend it.
All right, that's fine.
So, because there's a lot of leftover pieces, so I'm like, does this go into the second one? I don't know. But there's like a bag with all these steering wheels in it.
Yeah.
The race car doesn't take a steering wheel. It has looks like a game control steering wheel.
Yeah.
And this is a whole bag of steering wheels, and I'm like, there's only one other car.
Yeah.
Are we to choose our own steering wheel?
Yeah, probably.
Well, you can also choose numbers for your race car, 2 different numbers, either 44 or 77 or some shit like that.
Okay.
I don't know the significance of this.
Neither do I. Like, I don't watch Formula One, but I just wanted it because it was a Mercedes Benz.
Okay. All right. So it has something to do with
Yeah.
the race world. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think they have a team of two drivers, 2 different race cars, 2 different drivers. So it's like whoever you prefer. Well, I have no preference because I couldn't tell you who drives them.
Well, you only have one driver.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But strangely enough, you got 2 helmet shields. Just the shields.
Yeah.
So that's a little curious for me.
Yeah.
Lego, you keep me freaking wondering.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always inspecting the leftovers.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just like, all right, what do we have here now? What
Right.
is left over? Because maybe I missed something. Because when I did that at,
Yeah.
I had to take that thing apart like 4 fucking times
Yeah.
before I was like, damn, you know. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or maybe I'm half dyslexic because half the time I was putting it on the wrong side. Don't know what the issue is, but 4 times I had to take that thing apart.
Right.
Those pieces come off whether or not you're working on that side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe there was one that didn't go back on. You know, I was like trying to figure out, looking at the picture, making sure I go through the book, everything was there. So I inspect those pieces, but I got so many leftover Legos. I'm wondering, can you build something with that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Getting back to the topic, though.
The Legos?
No.
The cars.
Yeah.
Damn. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
My third pick.
Oh, yeah.
Eleanor.
Wait, don't tell me. Eleanor. I can't remember. Eleanor.
Go on in 60 seconds.
Eleanor.
The Shelby GT500.
The Porsche.
No.
No.
Mustang.
Mustang.
Yeah.
Wait, was it the purple one at the end?
Yeah, the car at the end.
Okay. That's Eleanor. Yeah, the one that was always got away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucked that car up, though.
He did. But, I mean...
Yeah, Eleanor. I totally forgot about Eleanor.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, he went through a lot to get her.
He did.
A lifetime. Yeah. That's actually a really good movie.
It's a very underrated movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that movie, like, you're like, oh, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, you're like, oh, shit, that was actually really fucking good.
Yeah, because I have to tell you, I actually did watch the original, and I didn't care for it.
Right.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, I just don't care for this version.
Yeah.
I like the Nicolas Cage version. I think it's because the person that plays his brother, I like him that role.
Giovanni Ribisi. Yeah.
I always like him.
Yeah. Yeah, but Eleanor's.
Yeah, Eleanor.
Yeah. And I just turn this a fourth because it's obvious. The 77 Pontiac Trans Am. Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh God, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
I could have sat here for a day and never thought of Smoking the Bandit. That's just how much I don't care for those movies. Those movies are just overrated.
First off, how dare you?
The only thing that makes them movies good is the sheriff and the dumbass son or whatever he
Oh,
is.
well, yeah. I mean,
Deputy.
don't get me wrong. Jackie Gleason makes the fucking movie.
Yeah, that's
Like,
the only reason I watch that movie.
I mean, Smokey and the Bandit 1 and 2 are classic.
If there isn't a scene with the sheriff in it, I'm fast forward.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Snowman and his dog.
I just didn't care for Burt Reynolds.
I know you don't care for Burt Reynolds.
Sally Field,
Yeah.
love her to death. But Burt Reynolds.
But yeah, I mean, you think about it, like the 77 Trans Am from those movies, like that's iconic.
Yeah.
You know.
As iconic as the General Lee.
Yeah. I mean,
Or what was Starsky and Hutch's car called?
well, that was a Gran Torino. They called it the Red Tomato.
They called it the Red Tomato on the show.
The striped tomato, yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, it was I want to say a 73 Gran Torino.
mm-hmm. But there's been a lot of shows that have like popular cars in it. Like what was that one that Tom Selleck was in? His car was iconic.
That was a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I can't remember what type of Ferrari.
But then you had shows. Well, Stingray too. Drove the Stingray.
Yeah.
Only one season, sadly. Or no, maybe they did do two seasons. I don't know. But then you have the iconic things that weren't cars, like Airwolf and shit like that.
But you also like the A Team had like that GMC van.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody had a motorcycle somewhere. Chips had motorcycles.
Yeah, but I mean.
That was a cop show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody had something iconic in their gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Rockford drove a. I don't think it was a Trans Am. But it was a Pontiac Firebird, which looked a lot like a Trans Am. But but like with the earn a Trans Am name, you had to it had to have a specific motor in it.
Oh.
I think his was just a Firebird.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. I'm trying to think of other ones. I'm sorry. What was the one where they had the boat?
Riptide?
Riptide, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Vice had boats.
Yeah.
He had his boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had his speedboat and he lived on the houseboat. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't he have the life with his alligator Elvis?
Yeah, like I understand like the car was supplied by the police department.
Yeah.
But like
yeah,
as a cop, who by the way was paying alimony and child support, I don't know how he afforded the speedboat.
Or living on the water like that. Or the alligator. How you fucking afford an alligator?
No, the alligator he probably just went into the swamp and got.
I don't know. The alligator was actually a rescue from the football team. It was their mascot.
Yeah.
And he didn't like how it was being treated, so
right.
he took it. That's where that alligator. He didn't go rescue from so long.
But I mean, like.
No, where they got it from, I don't know. But that's how he acquired the alligator.
Right. But it's one of those things where like I often like question like.
I can't believe I remember that.
Like, how much was Sonny Crockett like his expense report?
Yeah.
For clothing.
Yeah. If you remember
him in Tubbs.
But if you remember the first 2-part episode they ever did where they went to New York.
Yeah.
And at the very end, they're sitting, they go into that guy's office that's really creepy, and he says like their bio. and they're like, James Sonny Crockett, blah blah blah, been on the force this long, was married, has one child, lives there, lives alone, blah blah. And in his bank account, he has this much money. It was like, I think $600 I'm thinking, dude, that we don't fucking pay them cops enough money for what they fucking go through. And Tubbs had more than that, of course, but
Of course.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, like, a cop's salary in the 80s, like, I'm not quite sure how he afforded that speedboat.
no.
You know.
No, there were shenanigans going on there.
Yeah. But,
Absolutely shenanigans.
I mean, plus, like, you threw in, like you said, like, the alimony and the child support he was paying to his ex-wife and for his kid, and, like, you saw, like, once a season.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, you saw Billy a couple times.
Yeah.
I think that was his son in real life that played him.
I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was his son in real life that played him at one time. The grown-up one, or I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was always, like, I always had, like, some questions about, like I get the gimmick, but like how is, like, the Miami-Dade Police Department, like he's like, I got 5 new Gucci suits.
Yeah. Well, don't forget about the house he's still paying for that she's living in with the kid.
Yeah. But, like, even
her car.
But even, like,
and his private school fee.
Right. But like even like at some point, like, the lieutenant had to be like, fuck, Crockett, you can't, like, these are $1,000 expense reports you're giving me for fucking clothes. Well, I gotta look the part, right? Well, let's try recycling some of those suits, my friend.
Do a little mix and matching.
Yeah, sew up a bullet hole. You took one in the shoulder. I just sew that shit up. We can't afford this. I don't have this in the budget.
My whole budget goes to your wardrobe.
Yeah. And don't even get me fucking started on Tubbs.
And what, he used to have those shoes he wore.
Yeah.
No socks, but they were like alligator shoes or some shit.
Like, it was like ridiculous.
And the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Tubbs had the convertible. And you have no idea where Tubbs lived.
No, you had no idea where Tubbs lived. Like, you knew nothing about Tubbs.
No.
But
I mean, you knew some shit, but nothing like that.
Yeah. But, like,
because you knew about his brother and why he was there and all that.
But, like, I like, the car was like a police seizure. I know that. Like, and I remember, like, after they blew up the Daytona, like, he was driving around in like a 75 Chevy van, Chevy pickup truck.
Yeah.
He was like pissed. He's like, I look like little Abner.
Yeah, but what did the other two? The two, Stan and what's his face? They're driving around with a fucking van with a bug on top of it. Yes, it's like he gets a fucking Ferrari.
Yeah, he gets a Ferrari. They make more sense. Why do you have to have a Ferrari? I don't understand. Like, why can't you just roll up in a Crown Vic?
Wait, I don't even know what the women drove.
No,
What did Gina and Trudy drive? Because I know the lieutenant, not the first one, Edward James Holmes, he had some kind of, like, cheap Chevy or something he was always driving around in.
I'm sure that, like, the girls were probably driving around in, like, a Volkswagen Golf. Or a Rabbit. Rabbits were very popular with the ladies back in the day.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Gina. She was better than a rabbit. I like
it was Gina. Probably a convertible.
She put up with a lot of crooked shit.
She did.
Yeah, so she deserved better. Oh, God, we know way too much about Miami.
We do, yeah. All right.
Hold on. There was a, God, I don't know how long ago it was, but somebody posted something on Facebook about it being their favorite episode is when Al Bundy was on it.
Yeah.
And he was like the undercover cop that got in too deep, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but don't forget about not only that one, but the one, oh, God, now I can't think of who I put on there. Not Wesley Snipes, somebody else. I can't remember.
Okay.
Who was the one that did the never mind. And forget I even said it because I can't remember who the popular person is. I won't put on there.
They had 100 different.
But it's my all-time favorite episode is the one that has this person in it.
Yeah.
And I can't think of who the person is.
Yeah.
Like how, like. It's not in my brain right now. Go ahead, continue. I'll think about it in a minute.
The one with Don Henley?
No,
Smuggler's Blues.
no. Not even the Phil Collins, even though I love that one because I love the rat race in the
Right.
beginning.
You know the problem, like the white Ferrari he drives later on, because they changed the car because the white Ferrari would show up better when they shot at night. The Daytona Spider, like it didn't film well.
It didn't pop.
Yeah, it didn't film well.
Yeah.
But it does have that like absolutely iconic moment in the first episode within the air tonight.
Yes.
Like, and that's like so because it's like they're driving, Sonny's behind the wheel, Crockett's loading the shotgun.
Yeah.
They're
sold off shotgun.
Yeah, like you get the whole Phil Collins thing, and then he pulls off and he calls his ex-wife.
He does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've watched that scene 1,000 times because it's so
that bad. Was I that bad?
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like, bitch, yes, you are. That's why I ain't with you.
Everything okay, Sonny?
Yeah.
I'll let you know. Like.
And Tom just sits in the car waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta make a phone call. I'll be right back. I know we're going into some shit.
Right.
The Phil Collins drum solo is coming up. I gotta make a phone call.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the one thing about Miami Vice. The fucking great music. Like, that show had the greatest music.
Well, Michael Mann had that. That was his vision.
Yeah.
Of, like, taking... His vision was you could make television look as good as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he proved it.
Yeah.
Like, the way he shot Miami Vice and the way he, like... Everything was like, I know like other directors wanted to direct the shows, but he set the vision of what it was and he was there guiding it the entire time.
Right.
And the way they used music and, juxtaposed it with what's going on the show was a piece of brilliance. I mean, one of my all-time favorites is the one where Crockett tries to save the guy's life, like the guy on death row, who convinces him he's not guilty, but he really was. And there's that Peter Gabriel song. You keep playing it over and over. We do what we're told.
Palco? Is it Palco? I can't remember the name of it. Yeah.
But then Crockett busts his ass to prove it. This guy is innocent. Yep. At the end of it, the guy's like, yeah, I did it. Then he shows up then he kills Sheena Easton.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, he comes back.
Yeah, he comes back a couple of times. But that episode is like. There's a moment where he's driving to the prison reluctantly, and they're playing that Peter Gabriel song, and I'm like, this is fucking brilliant.
Right? Yeah.
This is and it set the template for all those shows after that do use music. I always loved the way Smallville used music, usually at the end of an episode.
Right? Yeah.
It was so well done.
Yeah.
And the music was really good too. But I'm thinking back that was all set up by Miami Vice.
Yeah.
This is what they were doing. This was unheard of.
Right.
Nobody else did what Michael Mann did.
No.
And then it became the template for shows going forward.
Yeah. Well, good for him. Too bad it didn't transfer to the movie he made.
Well, yeah, that movie sucked.
And that should be called something else, because it definitely did not resemble anything Miami Vice like. Except that it was in Miami.
It looked amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It looked amazing.
No,
it absolutely did not. From the get-go, soon as he announced who he cast as Crockett, that was it. It was over for me.
I know, but it is that thing of I like Michael Mann and I watch Michael Mann movies. And sometimes he lays an egg. But it still looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Miami Vice was an egg.
Yeah.
But it looks fucking amazing.
Right.
There are other movies he's done where I'm just like, that wasn't a very good movie. But he shot the shit out of that.
Yeah.
It looked phenomenal.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I couldn't take my eyes off the screen the whole time. I still can't think of the famous person. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, well.
It's my favorite episode. Actually, it's not my favorite episode. My favorite episode is the first episode my father made me sit down and watch.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to wrap it up.
Look at you with your fancy watch.
Yeah.
Did you tell your viewers about your new fancy?
We did, yeah. We talked about it. And I'm
Looks
still
nice.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Did you swap out any apps?
No.
Because you can go on your phone and
I haven't
fiddle
tinkered.
with what's on it.
I haven't tinkered with it that
Like
much.
there is so much that them watches and the new phones like people that don't even have these are telling me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can do that on my phone, and they're like, yeah, you can do that on your other phone too. I didn't know it, and I can do it on my iPad.
Yeah.
That has it. Not all the options that the phones have, but
Right.
that has options too.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Damn Apple. Hidden features.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else to add to the proceedings there?
No, I'm sorry that you had to ditch the other episode with Ian. I'm
Right.
sure it was a good one.
It was interesting.
Yeah. We'll have him on next time. For
2
your
weeks.
for your 11th
Yeah, 11th anniversary.
the 11th year.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a decade.
More than a decade.
Well, I meant you
Yeah.
at least hit a decade.
Yeah. All right. Well, remember there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us. You can send us an email. And that email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com.
Yahoo.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. We're very, very easy to find. And we are on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search. You can find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, want to thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to check us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for your support. And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
See ya.